Hey, this is Therese from thereseskelly.com, and I just had a really cool client session, and I love to share some of the tools that I use with my clients. I love to share breakthroughs because if it worked for her, it can work for you. So this beautiful client of mine came in, and she was in a really bad place. Like normally people come and say, "Oh, I had a great week." This one was just like, "Oh, I'm having such a rough time." And her energy felt really draggy. And so she reported getting kind of like that scrambly energy, when suddenly your brain is pumping off all this fear and it tells you you have to like just do all kinds of stuff. Like she was in that space. Like raise your hand if you haven't been there, right? And so she was like, I don't know what to do. I feel like I have to do all this stuff in my business, and I like she was that. Well, what I also know about this woman is that she recently had her daughter, an empty nester, let's just say that, right? So she moved her daughter, and she's also dealt with some very difficult some situations in the last 18 years. And so she moved her daughter, and now she's an empty nester. And since she moved her daughter, things have not been going good, right? She's kind of readjusting. So I tune in, I pick up my pendulum. This is how I know things. I pick up my pendulum and I tune in, and I said, wow, it's like your identity is, you've been the mom, and as the mom, you're like, and her daughter had some health challenges. So there was a lot of dealing with what could happen and a lot of energy put into the daughter and the health challenges. So daughter's gone, and mom is walking around the house and she's in just a terrible place. And so she starts talking about, but I got to get money, and I got to, I just go, stop. What does your body want? Because you are exhausted, you are depleted because of the health challenges of your child. You've literally been like this. You've been like mama bear, you've been, like ramped up. When we have children in the house that are struggling or situations, literally our physiology gets jacked. And so for a lot of years, this woman has been living like this, always watching for the next thing that could go wrong. And so now daughter's gone, and she's just, so the reason I'm telling you this is because sometimes when you think like, oh, now I should feel better, woo, all my responsibilities, everything's changed, you actually get worse. Because it's as if your physiology is just, all the stress is just like, oh God, there's like a letdown. When you're in the middle of a trauma, when you're in the middle of crisis or chaos or a challenge with your family, you just got to arm up. You're just like, fight, flight, go. But then after it ends, it's just like, ugh. So here this woman came, freaked out, I got to do more, nothing's working, And I say, what does your body want? Because girl, you're so freaking exhausted. And she's like, and I get this intuition. I don't know if y'all have, those weighted blankets? Oh, y'all should get one. They're fabulous. I have a weighted blanket. And so I get this intuition, like her body, the body energy was literally like this weighted blanket. So I said, imagine that I'm handing you that, like that's your body. So put this weighted blanket here. What is it saying? And it was able to tell her, like, you got to take 3 months off. And she's like, what? Like, what? And I said, okay, hold on. Is it that you have to like never talk again for 3 months? Or is it like, how long do you just need to clear the decks and then go gradually back in? And the body blanket thing said, 2 weeks. You've got to give in. And so here's the deal. What changed is that in dialoguing with the energy of her body, in honoring that I've been in freaking overdrive with my kid. I've been so stressed, so overwhelmed, so in fear, and now the fallout's coming. Now what happens is in this dimension we go, I got to get money, so that means I have to work. That means do more, right? And that is out there. It's just, pick up the phone, just hustle, like hustle. But if you're in a state where you have been burning it, where literally your physiology is just like, you have to listen, because any creation from that place of hustle is not working. It cannot work. And this is where adrenal burnout comes in. This is where people get injured. This is where the body starts breaking down. So when I said, put your body, like literally in your hands, and the body was going, oh, please listen to me, please. And what's fascinating is that she tuned in, and then she's like, oh my gosh, it's got a face, and it's talking to it, like she's really tuned into the energy of all this. And when she gave permission, no work for 2 weeks, don't worry about money, this is where we trust the universe. And what I had her do is, any thought of, I have to do more, I have to push harder, I should, oh God, what if, any future thought, any anxiety, I said, I want you to take it in your hands and just give it to the divine, give it to the universe. And if there's another kernel, oh, I forgot about this. So what I was trying to do is, number one, sometimes we just got to honor the trauma. We got to honor what the hell we have been living with. Number two, then we got to go, oh, good hell, I am so tired. We don't do that in our culture. We're like, oh, just suck it up. You're fine. Just, yeah, right? Now, if your little kid had a fever of 104, you wouldn't say, get out of bed. Come on. You can just work. You would not. You would give it whatever it needed. And you would honor that this is a little illness. This is something that needs some respite. But we don't do that. So I'm just asking you, do you give yourself permission to take just all the time in the world? And in closing, she's like, yeah, but I feel like I should be working on my business. And I said, okay, well, let me ask you this. Here's a metaphor. If I told you I couldn't have calls because I'm taking my computer in to data doctors and they're completely upgrading my operating system, would you think that was a viable work activity? Would that be a reason to be away because my operating system on my computer is being swapped out? She said, of course. And I said, that's what you are doing. Instead of operating from the scarcity, fear-based mode of, I got to do more, I'm in charge, I got to make shit happen. When you honor your energy, have faith that you are supported, and give the fears and the doubts to the universe, you literally are rewiring your operating system. And so it's a really noble endeavor. And so if you're listening to this, and hello, my loves, I know who you are. It's great to see you. If you're listening to this, I don't know who needed to hear it today. Give yourself time. I remember any fear thought, okay, here universe, here God, turn it over, here Jesus, here divine. Just any fear thought, anything about lack, anything that should not live in you, just okay, I want to turn it over. That's what I'm encouraging you today. So hope this was inspiring for you. If you reach out, let me know I'm supposed to talk to somebody. If it was you, I'm really happy. But just please, please, please honor your energy. Be gentle with yourself. All right, peace and blessings. Bye now.